An Army lieutenant gets pepper sprayed on a traffic stop, and I'm going to show you the video that you probably didn't see. Hey guys, my name is Jason Wesley, and this is not a podcast. So, as many of you have probably already seen this viral video from December 5th, 2020, Army 2nd Lieutenant Nazario was pulled over for a traffic violation, and then officers initiated a felony traffic stop when the vehicle didn't pull over for over a mile, and subsequently was pepper sprayed and detained. Now, I'm not going to make excuses for anyone in this video, but at some point I will skip ahead a little bit because you've probably already seen the main video that everybody is sharing.
Driver, roll the window down.
Felony traffic stop.
Put your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window. Turn the vehicle off. Put your hands out the window.
I can't tell.
Put your hands out the window and turn the vehicle off. Put your hands out the window!
He's not complying, Judge.
Come around your side.
Let me see your hands! How many occupants are in the vehicle?
What's going on?
How many occupants are in your vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly and step out! Open the door!
I'm not getting out the vehicle. What's going on?
Get out the car! Open the door slowly and get out!
What's going on?
Get out of the car, now!
Open the door and get out of the car!
Hold still, hold. Keep your hands outside the window! Keep your hands outside the window!
My hands are right here. What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
Get out of the car!
What's
now!
going on?
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated?
Yo, guess what? I'm a veteran too. I don't know, babe. Get out of the car!
What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
What's going on?
What's going on? You're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
I'm sorry, what?
Get out of the car now!
What's going on?
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car!
Sir, just get out of the car! Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
What's
going
on? What
did I do?
Get out now.
I have not committed any crimes.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest
for a traffic.
You're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for obstruction of justice.
Traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your hands.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me, please. Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me.
Back up,
I
Daniel.
didn't do anything. Don't do that.
Sir,
get out of the car now.
Hey, sir,
get out of the car now.
Don't do. I'm trying to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to talk.
Get out.
Just get out of my car.
Can you please relax? Can you please relax?
Get out of the car right now.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything. Whoa, hold on.
Hey,
What's going on? Hold on. Watch it.
Air 4 OCs deployed.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car now.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Get out of the car now.
Sir, just get out of the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Get out of the car and get on the ground now. Get it.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt. Can you?
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Can you please?
Get out of the car now. Listen. Take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car.
Look.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off.
Look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
My hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. Please. Look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right now.
Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist corporal, are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be if you just complied. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight onto the ground. Straight onto the ground.
Ma'am.
Is your commanding officer available?
Down. Let's go.
Is your commanding
Let's
officer
go.
available?
Get on the ground. Get on the
Can you
ground.
please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's
now.
going on?
Get on the ground or you're getting sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get
going
on the ground.
on?
Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground.
going on?
Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
You're not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this?
If
Why?
you're not cooperating, get on the ground.
Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up. This is really messed up.
Sir, what? Just
This
work
is
with me.
really, this is fucked up.
Sir,
This is fucked up.
Sir.
This is fucked up. You know this is fucked
Lay down.
up.
Lay on the ground. Just
You
lay
know
flat.
this is fucked
Lay
up.
flat for me, sir.
You know this is fucked up.
Now, immediately the press went down the road of race because obviously everything is racist. Virginia police held a black lieutenant at gunpoint and pepper sprayed him over a traffic stop, body cam shows. Virginia police officer fired after black Army lieutenant is pepper sprayed and handcuffed during a traffic stop. Now, I know there's always that person out there that says, I know my rights. Get off of me. Y'all need a warrant. Asking me to get out of my vehicle is a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights of unreasonable search and seizure. I mean, you might have the Fourth Amendment pulled up and you might try to show it to them. Y'all need to have a warrant. Otherwise, say hello to my little friend. Okay. Now, if you read case law, Pennsylvania versus Mims, the order to get out of the car issued after the respondent was lawfully detained was reasonable and thus permissible under the Fourth Amendment. The state's proffered justification for such order, the officer's safety, is both legitimate and weighty, and the intrusion into respondent's personal liberty occasioned by the order, being at most a mere inconvenience, cannot prevail when balanced against legitimate concerns for the officer's safety. So basically, although it's inconvenient, get out of the vehicle, have your day in court, comply. Now, he eventually did get out of the vehicle, but he didn't put his hands behind his back, which is, as I'm watching this video, I'm thinking to myself, bro, just get out of the vehicle, bro. Just get out of the vehicle. I have had my share of run-ins with the law. As a matter of fact, this is when I started keeping track of how many times I was pulled over, right? And this isn't including California. This is, anyway, this is mostly in the South, okay? And I'm gonna read to you some of the violations, traffic violations, okay? Speeding, warranted. Wrong way in a one-way. I remember that one actually. Speeding, no driver's license in possession. I left it at home. Improper lights, because I had a light that was out. I didn't get it fixed. Disregarding a stop sign. Completely warranted. Reasonable suspicion to pull me over, give me a ticket. Now, a lot of these are warnings. These are officers that were actually pretty dope, really cool. Defective equipment, that's because my headlights were out. Speeding, disregarding a stop sign. I think maybe I'm incriminating myself. Failure to dim lights, because my headlight was out. It took me a minute to get my headlight fixed, okay? It took me a minute to get my headlight fixed. No right of way, improper turn. Okay. Pull me over, okay. Defective equipment, still didn't get the light. You know, and some of these warnings, the officers were trying to just hook me up. They were like, you know what, I'm gonna just give you a warning on this, and which happens in a lot of cases. In some cases, if you have a warrant, you're probably not gonna get a warning. At this point, when he's not getting out of the vehicle, whenever he is not, now at some point, you know, I get it. It can be a pissing contest at some point, but I really believe that the Army lieutenant was afraid. And why was he afraid? Because he believed a lot of the lies that media and politicians are putting out there. But again, I get it. I've been pulled over before, guns drawn on me because I was driving a vehicle that matched the description of a stolen vehicle where someone had just stolen the vehicle at gunpoint after they had robbed a store. So when they pulled me over, you know what happened? I had just got tint on my windows and I was like, you know, you got to keep it rolled up, you know, for a couple days. I had just got tint put on my windows and they're saying roll down the window. I'm like, oh, here we go. I go to roll down the window and I see it starting to roll. Oh, I'm ruining my tent. So then I rolled it down like 2 inches and I stuck my fingers out and they said, open the door and get out of the vehicle. So I opened the door and then I had my ID and everything. Officers came over. Once they cleared it, everybody left and I was like, what happened? I complied and then I said what happened. They actually never detained me. And so I say that because a lot of people just immediately flip on the cell phone, immediately start becoming combative or non-compliant. Think about if you were the officer and their safety as well as your own. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now I get it. The officer at this point was being a jerk, and from his perspective, you know, you're gonna ride the lightning.
What's going on is you're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
whatever that means to him or to you. Now, maybe you're not a fan of Metallica, and maybe he meant it in the way that he was going to tase you, but wildly inappropriate. Virginia NAACP is now calling for an end to qualified immunity following the viral video of the traffic stop. Governor Ralph Northam condemned the traffic stop and called for an independent investigation by Virginia State Police. The incident in Windsor is disturbing and angered me, Northam said. Our Commonwealth has done important work on police reform, but we must keep working to ensure that Virginians are safe during interactions with police. The enforcement of laws is fair and equitable, and people are held accountable. Now, this is the same Ralph Northam that allegedly wore blackface standing next to a Klan member. He wasn't canceled, and he'll get away with it because he's a part of the correct political party. Activists and politicians will use anything to further their agenda. It's actually kind of sick. The part of the video that they did not show you was where they were talking after this entire incident. Watch this.
Coming here was not the problem. That was not the problem. The problem is when you refuse to get out of the car. Okay? You refuse to get out of the car. When we got here and you stepped out of the car, I can promise you, this would have been over by now.
Okay, well, specifically, he was asking about weapons. What kind of weapons you got here?
It's right there. I'm sure he's sorry already.
No, I mean, you just got a handgun or you got a long gun?
A handgun.
No long gun? Where's it at?
I got it.
Alright, now I have no chest pain, short of breath.
No, is my dog okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my car is checked on. All the windows down, right there.
You alright if I pop the trunk? Hey, pup. All this was gonna be was, hey man, I stopped you. You didn't have a tag. You got your driver's license. I'd have ran you, and you'd have been on your way. Okay? What would have been a 2-minute traffic stop turned into all this.
As I was telling him, I've pulled over to well-lit areas before, and I've never looked out the window and saw guns blazing immediately.
So the reason we did that is because we followed you for 1.5 miles with lights and sirens on, and you didn't pull over. I understand you want to get to a well-lit area, a well-lit area. I get that, but when we follow you that long, look at the climate this day, and against everybody, against us, against y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not out to hurt you, and I know you don't want to hurt me. That's not what it's about. What it's about is making sure that everybody goes home at the end of the day. So when you don't stop and you continue to proceed, our suspicions are raised. What's going on in the car? What don't he want us to see? So you pull into here, and if you would have just complied with the simple commands that we were giving you originally, it would have been done and over with, and you would have got back on your car and you'd be gone by now. But you wouldn't get out the car, you wouldn't comply.
It was just looking out the mirror and seeing your guns out already. That's what I was asking, like, what's going on? I was just...
And not to mention you have...
just confused.
I know you weren't reaching, but not to mention you had a gun at your right leg. You get our perspective, though, on the safety issue for us as well? You get that?
Yeah, I do. And that's why I put my hands out and I was just asking,
And when you put your hands out, they were like this outside the window. How do we know nothing's in your hands? And I was telling you, stick your hands out, stick your hands out, stick your hands out. Then I was having you step out, you wouldn't do any of it. You following what I'm saying?
Personally, as a veteran who served, okay, I did 6 years before. My wife's a retired sailor. She retired as a EA out of the Navy, okay? I don't want to see you get jammed up by the Army. Okay? I don't want to see it happen. If you need to spit, just let us know. Go ahead and spit. Because we've both been sprayed, so we know what it's like. It sucks. If you need to spit, go ahead and spit. You're not going to offend us.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to do, Lieutenant? I'll let you tell me, because...
I mean, nobody's going to ask for charges, so you...
Go ahead and let help you. I want to talk to you a little bit, man. Okay. I get it, okay? I get the climate we're in right now. I get it, okay?
But even after that long talk, the lieutenant hit him with the Millie lawsuit. Officer Joe Gutierrez was fired following the December 5th incident, which was captured on video. The town of Windsor, Virginia said in a statement Sunday, acknowledging the unfortunate events that transpired. Caron Nazario, a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Medical Corps who is black and Latino, is suing the town. Now, media always has to throw race in there. If you notice, they used the one drop of black blood, which I've always said is still racist, to tell what the lieutenant's race was. Notice that they didn't use the race of Joe Gutierrez.
Will you be mine?